guys, it is Madison, and today I wanted to do kind of a themed Q&A. Most of my Q&As, or none of my Q&As, is really themed. I just ask you to ask me questions, and you always ask me great questions. But today I wanted to do a makeup or beauty themed Q&A, so that's what we're going to do. I want to apologize for the lighting. It is raining outside, but I needed to film, so yeah. Also, this has nothing to do with the video, but if you've never watched Breaking Bad, turn this video off and go watch it because it's really good. Just if you needed to know. If you need a new show to watch, Breaking Bad, go watch it. P.S. Jesse is great. Okay, so I went on Twitter and I asked you guys to ask me any beauty / makeup questions that you guys needed to know, wanted to ask, just didn't know. So yeah. Also, I will leave my Twitter linked down below. It's always linked down below. But if you guys want to ask me any more questions, go ahead and ask me on my Twitter. The first question is, which do you prefer, cream or powder contour? And personally, I have oily skin, so I prefer powder contour. I've been wanting to get the Anastasia cream contour kit just to try it, you know, but honestly, I think powder products are always going to be the way to go for me. If you guys have drier skin, or if you're going to something like really big, like a photo shoot or like a red carpet, something important, and you want to just look a little bit extra done up, I could say that you could do cream contouring, but for me, of course, it will always be powders. What is my favorite foundation? My favorite foundation personally is the Makeup Forever Ultra HD. A lot of people rave about that foundation, and it's 100% for good reasoning. When I first got that foundation, I was not into it at all. I was like, it doesn't have the coverage I want, da 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 da. I was just, this is what I was doing about that foundation. But as I kept using it and stuff, I realized that that was the foundation that I was going to the most, and that was honestly my favorite foundation. So I would definitely recommend that one for oily or dry skin. If you have oily, very, very, very oily skin, I would recommend the Estee Lauder Double Wear or the Kat Von D Lock It Foundation. Those are really mattifying foundations. And if you have really dry skin, I would say go for the Tarte, what is it, Rainforest Felicity Water Foundation. That's a great foundation. And of course, Makeup Forever Ultra HD, because it's bomb. The next question is how to pick your best foundation shade, and I would say the best way to pick, I cannot speak, the best way to pick your foundation shade is, honestly, I say this, but I don't do it. I feel like you should preach what you practice, or practice what you preach, practice what you preach. But I don't do this, but I feel like it would be the best way. Go to Sephora, get a sample, and just try it at home, because Sephora lighting sucks, Ulta lighting sucks. So just get a sample and try it at home. You can get up to two samples at Sephora, so it's free. Just go get your little sample, girl. That's also a great way to try different foundations if you don't want to just buy it. You guys know I do a lot of my shopping online, so I don't really do that. I just kind of guesstimate what shade online, but I would say the best way to pick your foundation shade is just to go and get a sample. The next question is how to pick the best foundation for your skin type. And again, for oily skin, you're going to want a mattifying foundation or a natural foundation if you want something dewy. And for dry skin, you're just going to want a dewy or natural foundation. You're not going to want anything too mattifying because it's going to make you look flat and like dead, and you don't want that, obviously, you know. Also, primer is a big thing with foundations. You need a great primer as well. So I would say if you have dry skin and you want to use a matte foundation, make sure you use a hydrating primer, or just, you know, kind of balance everything out, if that makes any sense. So if you have oily skin and you want to use a dewy foundation, use a mattifying primer, or at least some kind of primer to, like, you know, keep your oils at bay. You know what I'm talking about, girl. What is the best highlighter you can think of? You guys know my favorite highlighter is Sin by Urban Decay. Let me just specify it. Okay, so if you go to Sephora and you're looking just for a great highlighter, any of the Becca Shimmery Skin Perfectors are bomb. The Urban Decay Sin highlighter, again, is pretty bomb. But at the drugstore, it's really hard to find highlighters that are not chunky and doesn't make your face look glittery. So I would recommend the Physicians Formula like Shimmer Bricks. They're kind of like Bobbi Brown Shimmer Bricks, but they're just a lot cheaper. And yeah, I think that's kind of the only ones that I've tried from the drugstore that I really like. So I would just recommend those. The next question is, how do I do my eyeliner? And I get a lot of these questions like all the time. People always ask me if I freehand my eyeliner or if I like put a piece of tape. You know how some people do that? I used to, listen, when I first started doing eyeliner, I would use the Maybelline gel eyeliner because that was just what was easiest for me, was a gel eyeliner. But then slowly I graduated to the little pen liners or whatever, and now I just use the NYC one just because it's the one I have. It's not easy to use, I can guarantee you that. I've been doing eyeliner for a little while now, I feel like, you know, but it's definitely not the easiest thing. I have to like hold my breath and like pray to Jesus Christ that I don't like sneeze or something. But my favorite eyeliner that I've ever used is the Kat Von D Trooper like pen eyeliner. The pen eyeliners, like the liquid liners, are the easiest ones for me to use personally. Gel eyeliners are okay. You just have to have a brush and the gel eyeliner, obviously. But if you have all that, those are pretty easy too. But liquid liners are like, no, I hate liquid liners, but that's what I got, girl. The next question is, what is the best way to apply your foundation? And I always apply my foundation with a beauty blender. It's just the best way in my opinion. I used to always be like hands down always use a flat top kabuki brush, but it's just really whatever you like, honestly. The best way I would say would be a beauty blender or some kind of sponge. You can get those little, what do they call, like little triangular sponges at like CVS, Rite Aid, Walmart. Those are really, really good as well. Just like a beauty blender, just wet it under the sink. Just use that. It's going to take a little bit longer just because it's smaller, but it's basically the same thing. But I would definitely recommend a sponge. But of course you can use a brush if you want to. The next question is, it's kind of like a what do you mean question. You know, you get these questions, you're like, what? You know, anyways. The next question is, should I take my makeup off every single day? Yes, every single day, take your makeup off. You spend so much time on it in the morning, spend a little bit of time taking it off. That is one of the most important things that I can tell you guys. Again, I don't really practice what I preach here, but most of the time I do take my makeup off. If I'm staying like with Casey or if I'm staying with a friend, I'll sleep in it, which isn't good for my skin or anything else. But yes, take your makeup off every single night. Next is sunscreen or no sunscreen in your foundation, and I would just say use something with sunscreen if you're going out in the daytime. If you're going to like a club at night, don't use sunscreen because if you take pictures, it's going to do flashback, da-da-da-da. But if you're going out in the day or something, make sure you use something with SPF. You can use your moisturizer, your primer, something on your face needs to have sunscreen on it. And I used to be like, it's not like it's 100 degrees outside, you know. It's not like I actually need sunscreen, but apparently you do. No, I'm kidding. A lot of people say it like helps wrinkles and like, I don't know. Yes, wear sunscreen. I do. I don't really know a difference, but maybe I will in 20 years. The next question is, what is your most long-wearing foundation? And I would say either the Makeup Forever Ultra HD, the best foundation of all time, or the Kat Von D Tattoo Foundation. Is that not what it's called? It's either the Lock-It Foundation or the Lock-It Tattoo Foundation. I don't really know, but it's the Kat Von D Foundation. She only has one at the moment, so, you know. And the very last foundation? No. And then the very last question is, what is the best makeup for an office job? And if you guys want me to do a tutorial on like a, what would I call that? Like a natural job makeup? I don't really know. If you guys want me to do like some kind of tutorial on that kind of makeup look, more like a specific, what's that word? Sophisticated makeup look, I can get that, girl. I don't really do sophisticated makeup, but I can try. Anyways, for like an office job, I would just say kind of like the basics, kind of like your natural makeup look. Just because, or unless you work in like in the cosmetic world, because I feel like when you work in cosmetics and in beauty and just that kind of related stuff, people always step outside their comfort zone, wear like blue lipstick to their office job. So it depends what job you have, I feel like. So anyways, that kind of went everywhere. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you give it a thumbs up, and I will see you guys in my next video.